Today our guest on Let's Talk Jonesboro is Ashley Jackson, and Ashley is an animal control officer, and coincidentally she has an animal with her. Who is this cutie? Ashley, welcome to Let's Talk, and tell us about this guy.
I'm going to call him Louie today, and he's adoptable through animal control. He's a sweet little pitty mix, and yeah, I'd say he's probably about 10 weeks old or so, and he needs a loving home.
He needs a loving home and can be just the cutest thing in the world right there.
Yes.
Now, is summertime a good time to adopt a pet? I mean, your kids are home. You could probably get used to the having the dog around with the kids and
Yeah,
all
I
that.
think any time is a great time to adopt a dog. I mean, you know, we're overrun with them, so at any point in time, you know, any time's a good time to adopt a dog. I mean, as long as you are capable and willing and compassionate, you know, there's no wrong answer.
There's no wrong time.
No wrong time.
That's good. Well, you know, one of the reasons that we're talking right now is because the July 4th holiday is on us, and even if it's past as you watch this, we are in fireworks season. And fireworks season might be fun for most of the humans, but it doesn't seem to impress our pets very well, does it?
No, the shock factor, I think, you know, if they're not trained or worked with often and not exposed to loud boom sounds, you know, it can be very frightening for these guys.
And a lot of people don't even tell their pets that it's a holiday.
No, I mean, and they maybe don't even retain it if they do.
Right. Hey, who's to say?
Yeah.
I'm sure this guy would. I'm sure this guy would.
Yeah.
But tell us about the type of things that you guys see at July 4th and what people should do.
I think that one of the main things is loose dogs. Dogs get startled, they run, you know, they have that flight response, which creates a lot of things. You know, you can get hit by cars. We see a lot of injured dogs, a lot of dog bites. You know, if a dog is stressed,
Right.
you know, it can result in dog bites. You know, a perfectly good dog could get a bad rap just from
Right.
something
And
like
you can literally, you know, I had the same experience. I had just adopted a pet years ago, and he was a sweet little border collie, but it never occurred to me. The fireworks made him crazy, and we had to go searching for him in the rain later and found him in a ditch, just shivering and afraid. And
Yeah.
it taught me, you know, I learned the wrong way.
Yeah.
But the right way is to, keep your dogs in the house, keep them
Keep them
protected
in,
from
secure
noise.
them. If they're, you know, if you can crate them, put them in a bedroom with their beds, some of their favorite toys, anything just to comfort them, and you know, just keep them out of you know, risk.
If you have a dog or a cat or any pet that you know has trouble this time of year or whatever time of year we shoot fireworks off. By the way, shooting fireworks is not legal in the city limits, just as a disclaimer, and I'm sure you won't hear any. But what type of things can people do to, is there behavioral therapy or anything?
I mean, yeah, there's definitely behavioral therapy. There's, I mean, as simple as like going to Tractor Supply, they have, you know, things like a calming medicine that you can give your dog that has like melatonin in it if they are prone to being anxious and have exhibited signs of having anxiety. There's definitely measures you can take to limit the stress on the dog, and you know, if that means going and
it's always good to tie one up to a stake or a tree, right?
I mean, no, absolutely not.
Okay.
No.
So that's bad because?
Well, they can get scared, they can break through, they can strangle themselves, they can, I mean, there's just so many things that
It's
could go
really
wrong.
a bad idea.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
definitely don't do that.
Don't do
No.
that.
Keep them inside.
Do we have laws against that?
Yes, we do.
Now, what about neighbors' dogs? If you have a neighbor's dog that's firework horrified, going berserk, should you try to talk to that neighbor? Should you call someone? What's the proper procedure?
I mean, if you're, you know, witnessing a dog that's obviously in distress from fireworks, you know, you can always call dispatch and just say, hey, you could talk to your neighbor. You could say, could you please take your dog in?
Right.
You can always try to handle it in a civil manner if you're comfortable.
Right. Ashley, when I take my dog to my 4th of July family reunion, what's your advice?
Leave the dog home.
Oh, he can't come?
No, because if he's prone to stress, it can cause a incident to occur, a dog bite.
Dog bites. You guys see this a lot on July 4th?
Definitely. I mean, if a dog is stressed out, they could bite anybody. It can bite their own owner.
Oh, that would hurt my feelings.
So we would just want to eliminate, that risk.
You do eliminate that scenario, and
Yes.
and it's probably not good for them to share in the revelry of the party.
No, it's best to keep them in their secure place, their home.
You're actually doing them a favor by not bringing them to the party.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Dogs, despite the reputation, and cats are not party animals. So, okay.
Yeah.
Very good. Now, we're also in summer. I think summer just began, and so we are in the danger zone for heat.
Absolutely.
So
Yes.
what are our reminders? Don't keep your dog in the car. How long can a dog stay in a car in 90-degree temperature?
0 seconds. I mean, really, it's
just not
it's
cool.
common sense. Don't leave your dog in a hot car. Period.
Window cracked?
No.
Still does not work.
No. The way that a dog cools itself down is by panting, and if it's panting hot air, getting that, it's just recycling that hot air. It has no way to actually cool itself
He's
down.
not being cooled. And that's a miserable way to suffer.
It's
right there.
yeah, it's miserable.
So don't leave your dogs in the car. What if you have to stop by the grocery and get some milk on the way home, and the dog's in the back seat?
Take your dog home or keep your vehicle running.
What if you see another car with a dog in it that appears to be suffering in the heat?
If I see a dog, I'm going to definitely track down that owner. And then, yeah, I will cite them.
Okay, but if I see them, I call you?
You can call us, yeah.
Okay.
And
If it's
honestly, if
after-
you can get a license plate number, something, if you want to sit there until authorities arrive too, that does help because,
Do they need to call you guys or they need to call police?
if it's between 8 and 5, you can call animal control or you can call our after hours number,
The number to animal control is?
935-3920.
All right, the number after hours is?
935-5553.
Wonderful. So check your yard, keep an eye on the puppy dogs this time of year, provide plenty of water, hydration,
Proper shelter.
Shelter, all the little things. And of course, we've even got some little stray cats out there in the streets roaming Jonesboro that might need a little water and milk or something every now and then too. I mean, I don't know if we have a feral cat policy, do we?
We actually have no ordinances on cats.
We do?
We don't.
We do not have an
No,
ordinance on
there's
cats.
no leash law.
Which is why I see some independent cats living around the house sometimes. But yeah, so we try to take good care of them. We do tend to see dogs at times without identification. Now, this would be a prime time to ensure that you've got a tag on your dog.
Yeah, you can go to PetSmart, Petco, get a tag made, a name, a number, an address, anything, any identifier that we can get the dog back to its owners. The other thing is to microchip. Your dog isn't microchipped. It's not a huge expense. Go
That's
get it
what I was
done.
going to ask you. How much does it cost to microchip? Because pets can be expensive if you're not careful.
Right. I mean, I think it just varies. Get in touch with your vet and speak to them, and it just varies from vet to vet.
Right. But it's a way of keeping track of your sweet member of your family that sooner or later you kind of wish you did, because
Absolutely, yeah. Because
they like to explore the boundaries sometimes, don't they?
Absolutely, yeah.
Well, tell us what you find in the streets of Jonesboro. Do you get calls every day about a lost dog, I would assume?
Absolutely.
And do they usually say, my dog is tagged, or my dog is collared, or is it, how does it work?
I mean, it just varies, usually if they have a collar, they'll be like, oh, it has a red collar or a blue collar, or, I mean, ideally, you know, that's the other thing is take a recent picture of your animal. You know, if you're not into the whole photography thing, cool, but you know, they are part of the family, and you know, if your kid is lost, you'd want it to have something recent so that we could get them back home. Same thing with our little fur babies.
Right.
Take a picture.
Well, do you have like, can you tell what the odds are of recovering a lost pet? Is it unlikely? Is it likely? Is it 50-50?
I mean, it's a very, you know, it varies from if the dog has a microchip, if it has some sort of identifier. You know, the more we know, the more we're able to locate and, you know, get them back home.
Well, you know, explain, I guess it seems obvious, but tell me what exactly a microchip does. Can you look at a map and see a beep, 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 this is the dog?
No, it's not like a GPS, active GPS signal on a dog. A microchip is just this little tiny chip that's inserted beneath the skin.
Right.
And with certain scanners, you can pick them up and it'll register like a number. And then that number would have a name, a phone number, and address, provided that it's up to date. And that just kind of, we can call a phone number, we can actually look it up online, put in that number, it's like a serial number.
Right.
And
well, Ashley, thank you for taking the time to visit with us on Let's Talk. And who do we call this guy, Leo?
Louie.
Louie. Louie. I like him.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for visiting us.
Thank you so much.